Water. Arizona wearing the Navy uniforms tonight. Oklahoma State in the whites. First pitch on the way is ball one to Dakota Kennedy, leading off in left field. Carol, you don't see a ton of leadoff hitters with 13 home runs.
and Arizona and Caitlin Lowe love having her in the leadoff spot because she can do damage early. The other thing she does is draw a great deal of walks. And so they like her at the top because she is a, to quote Coach Lowe, a scary hitter at the top. And I have to agree with her because she just really sets the tone at the top of the lineup.
A check swing foul. The numbers for Kennedy, 405. We talked about the 13 home runs, hit 500 in the regional in Fayetteville. They went to Fayetteville, Arkansas. Not only beat the Razorbacks, but wound up winning the Fayetteville regional. Dakota Kennedy, of those 4 hits she saw that she had in Fayetteville, 3 of those left the park and were home runs. Bit inside, and it's a full count.
Something else you don't see from a leadoff hitter is someone with the amount of walks, 42 walks on the season for Kennedy. She really makes pitchers fill the strike zone. Very disciplined.
So a deep count on 3-2, bounced out to shortstop. Megan Bloodworth throws out Dakota Kennedy, and that's the way the game begins. Dakota Kennedy did make Kilfoyle work in that initial at bat to begin the game, taking it to a full count.
And that's something
Kilfoyle walk many hitters at all.
No, and she doesn't even get to a 3-ball count many times at all. So it just shows you the type of plate discipline that Kennedy has.
Here's the freshman we mentioned at the top, Reagan Shockey, hits it on the ground right to the third baseman, Talon Edwards. So after a 7-pitch plate appearance for Kennedy, Shockey retired on 1 pitch.
And what's so frustrating against facing a pitcher like Lexi Kilfoyle, you know she's going to fill the bottom of the strike zone. You prepare for it, you plan for it, and yet we've still seen 2 ground ball outs showing you the late break and drop on the ball that Kilfoyle has.
First pitch strike to the first baseman for Arizona, Carly Skupin. Skupin, all Pac-12 second team this year, made the all Pac-12 defensive team as well in her senior year. A Tucson native, Tucson High School. Lexi Kilfoyle pitched all but 2 innings of the regional here in Stillwater. Ivy Rosenberry threw the other 2. So it was a big workload for Lexi Kilfoyle. She is geared up and ready to go here in the Supers on this Friday night. Out to second base. This is a play for Rosie Davis, and the freshman there throws out Skupin. 3 ground ball outs, 1 to short, 1 to third, 1 to Cats. Julian Poulard leads off. First season for Poulard in Stillwater, transferred from McNeese.
Poulard really likes to take counts deep. She averages 4.75 pitches per plate appearance and really is comfortable taking that first strike. And that's what you like about a leadoff hitter, feeling comfortable, forcing the pitcher to fill up the strike zone, see a few pitches for her team. And Poulard's been on a roll over the last month of the season.
A great regional as well with 3 homers, had a 2-homer game against Kentucky. Also hit one against Northern Colorado to open the regional. And she comes in having hit 7 home runs in her last 8 games. 2-homer game she had against Kentucky in the regional. Her 3rd multi-homer game of the season, and it's a 5-pitch walk from Miranda Stoddard to put Poulard on to begin the bottom of the 1st.
Stoddard, very much a pitch-to-contact type pitcher. Doesn't have a lot of strikeouts on the season, but also not a lot of walks on the season. So maybe a little bit of nerves here for Stoddard getting started in the Super Regional.
Sophomore talent Edwards. Look at the bunt. It bunts a foul behind the plate. Grabbing the early lead, always important in any postseason game, but the Super Regional especially, and trying to get the runner into scoring position on Stoddard.
And that's something that Oklahoma State has done so well. They are 25-3 when they score in the 1st inning.
This time swinging away. And runs to 0-2 on Talon Edwards. Talon 4 for 10 in the regional. Cowgirls hosted on 3 quick games. That ball's line fair down the right field side and into the corner. Poulard headed for 3rd. She's going to be stopped there. Into 2nd is Edwards with a double. On an 0-2 pitch, she lines one, pulling it down the line and right. And the Cowgirls have something going already.
Well, that is something Oklahoma State has been so good at this season, getting hits with 2 strikes. And this pitch is tucked on the inside corner, but Edwards is able to keep her hands inside. That allows her to drive the barrel forward, keeps the ball fair. Lots of emotion out of Edwards early in this game.
10th double of the season for Edwards, so it's 2nd and 3rd, nobody out. Catcher Caroline Wong. Wong lines in left field. That is going to be caught by the left fielder Kennedy. Tagging Poulard. She will score easily. And a line drive sac fly for Wong. Her team leading 49th run batted in. And just like that, the Cowgirls have taken a 1-0 lead.
This Oklahoma State offense and their ability to drive the ball deep, their slugging percentage, their extra base hits, their home runs, their situational hitting allows them to get on the board early.
Big swing foul at the bat of Carly Godwin, I should say. And for Arizona, this is the first time they have trailed in the NCAA tournament. Beat Villanova a couple of times in Arkansas, never trailed in any of those games. So this is the first time they have trailed in the postseason. Hard but foul by Godwin.
Well, this Oklahoma State team is not up there to take a lot of pitches. I mean, they swing aggressively, they swing early in counts, they swing often. That is a mindset and a mentality here with the Cowgirl program, especially in the heart of the order here, 3, 4, 5.
On the ground, up the middle, base hit. Edwards to the plate, throw comes home. It's a good throw, close but safe there. Reagan Shockey, a terrific play to get that in so quickly. But Edwards with her speed got in just ahead of the tag of Emily Shep, allowing Godwin to go down to 2nd. RBI base hit for Godwin.
I mean, this dynamic duo of Wong and Godwin has just racked up the RBI for Oklahoma State this entire season. This is a low pitch down in the zone, and Godwin, who's known for driving the ball deep, hits
48, gets her 49th, so those two once again tied for the team lead in RBIs. And Rosie Davis, the 2nd baseman, takes strike 1.
And this is where Miranda Stoddard is going to have to do something a little bit different. She's just been working down in the zone, in and out. Like to see her work a little more off-speed pitches here early in the game. I mean, when you look at Oklahoma State, they hit all pitches well, but the pitch they struggle with the most in terms of batting average is the off-speed pitch, and we haven't seen too many so far this season.
Rosie Davis is a Tennessee native, Readyville, Tennessee. Coach Kenny Gajewski talking about his freshman Davis said, I really kind of tried to hide her in the batting order, hit her 8th for a while, and I had to move her up in the order because she hit so well. That was totally a full swing, but she still hit it pretty well towards left center field. Caught by Shockey for the second out.
I mean, right now, Oklahoma State is not fooled by anything Miranda Stoddard is doing. I mean, these have been some loud outs, some loud base hits.
They've been to 4 straight Women's College World Series. Gajewski trying to take him to a 5th consecutive. His team out to an early 2-0 lead. Ball 1. Claire Tim. Oklahoma State 47 wins on the season, 47-10. They were 3rd in the Big 12, 21-6 behind Texas and OU. See if this stays in play. It's going to twist near the stands. It is run down and caught by the third baseman, Blaze Barron. Here's Allie Skaggs leading off the Arizona 2nd inning. Guilfoyle needed 11 pitches to set down Arizona in order in the 1st. Well, welcome those of you watching on ESPN News. We are into the top of the 2nd inning. This is game 1 of the best of 3, Stillwater Super Regional. Oklahoma State scored twice in the bottom of the 1st. Arizona now up here in the top of the 2nd inning, along with softball Hall of Famer Carol Bruggeman. I'm Mark Neely, and Lexi Guilfoyle, who is one of the top 3 candidates for National Player of the Year, off to a fast start again in the circle. And gets her first strikeout. So for those of you joining us on ESPN News, let's catch you up to speed. Taking the 1st inning. A long sacrifice fly brought in Jillian Poulard. And then Carly Godwin, RBI single. Nice throw by the center fielder Shockey, but just late to get Talon Edwards at the plate. Those are the 2 runs scored by the Cowgirls in the bottom of the 2nd. So you are caught up as we roll on here at the top of inning 2. Olivia DiNardo, the DP, batting for the Wildcats. You see Texas A&M beat Texas. So the 16 national seed beat the 1 seed. Texas made it interesting, though. They were down 5-0 late in that game. That ball's whacked towards center field and is measured there by Jillian Poulard. Round number 2 hit pretty well by DiNardo, but to straightaway center.
That's something you don't see off Lexi Guilfoyle very often. That's a fly ball. And DiNardo did a nice job of staying on plane with that ball and being on time.
Let's talk a little more about Lexi Guilfoyle, who threw all but 2 innings in the Stillwater Regional here last weekend. Combined 19 innings pitched. Won all 3 games, didn't walk anybody, and struck out 21. That's a comebacker off her leg. And by the time Edwards gets there, no play at first base. So Blaze Behringer has the first Arizona hit of this Super Regional, an infield hit.
Well, I really like the mentality and the plan from the Arizona Wildcats. They know Lexi Guilfoyle wants to get ahead, works from ahead. And this one is not on the corner for Lexi Guilfoyle. It is dropping, but it's right down the middle of the plate. And Behringer does not miss. Guilfoyle seems a little annoyed that it was hit off her shin, Mark.
Yes. Don't anger the bear there. There's a ground ball left side, spinning, turning, Edwards. Terrific play by the Oklahoma Super Regionals. They lost 4-2 in game 2 of that series.
I mean, this has become one of the toughest places to win if you're not wearing the orange of Oklahoma State. They just have a very passionate fan base. They pack the house day in and day out and love playing here at home.
Bottom 3 in the order up for the Cowgirls. Kayla Wark. Strike pumped in by Miranda Stoddard. Important inning here, Carol, after the 2-spot put up by Oklahoma State. When you are facing Lexi Kilfoyle, as Arizona is, you cannot let this deficit get too big too quickly.
I mean, she has one of the lowest, the second lowest ERA in the country, and that means that consistently she has been relentless at hitting the strike zone and just not allowing teams back in games. In this Oklahoma State offense, they can score in a hurry with their ability to drive the ball deep.
3 balls and a strike on Wark, the DP leading off. Wark, then Lexi McDonald, Megan Bloodworth. Bottom 3 for the Cowgirls in the second. That's put in play in the center field, the base hit. Stoddard did make her work her way on the base hit for Wark.
Stoddard, you're going to see her work more up in the zone. Everything's got a little bit of an upspin on it. Rise ball, curve ball are her 2 best pitches. If she's on her game, spinning the ball up in the zone, she's hoping Oklahoma State gets under it. A lot of fly ball outs.
For Silva, this is her 48th appearance of the season, which ties Jessica Mullins of Texas State for the most appearances so far this year in Division I softball. She's had a bunch of appearances. That ball laid down, and Silva will take the out at first base. And McDonald able to advance Lacey Graff, who is running for Wark, down to second base.
So important to be able to get a sacrifice bunt down, moving runners into scoring position. It's important in every game, but especially in the postseason. Now Oklahoma State has an opportunity to add to their lead.
Megan Bloodworth batting in the 9th spot. Four homers on the year. Had homers against UCLA and Georgia in mid-February. And the Clearwater Invitational. A couple of homers in Big 12 play against Texas Tech and at BYU. Popped up on the infield. Backing up just onto the outfield grass. Caught by Allie Skaggs. An important second out there for Silva. That keeps Graff at second base. 2 outs.
2 quick outs for Silva. One, of course, was a sacrifice bunt, but that's exactly what you need from a relief pitcher. Come in, change the tempo, get the momentum back on your side.
Oklahoma State turns the lineup over, back up to the top. Center fielder Jillian Poulard. Jillian began the first with a walk off of Stoddard. Eventually scored from third on a Caroline Wong sacrifice fly. Issa Silva's a sophomore. Still only 18 years old, graduated from high school early. So last year she was playing as a 17-year-old as a freshman. Went to Mountain View High School. Two.
Just the confidence that Poulard has right now as the leadoff batter, just swinging aggressively, swinging with confidence.
Works this to a full count. Well, she saw a 3-2 count as well. We're walking in the first. Wave and a miss, and Silva gets the strikeout. So Aisa Silva comes in after the leadoff base hit by Ward.
I mean, can you think of a better Saturday? I mean, that
Beautiful.
is just fantastic, like dawn to dusk softball.
And when the #1 seed takes a loss in game 1 to, well, I'll say arguably their arch rival. OU fans may argue that, and some others, but to lose to Texas A&M, that is an eye-opener. Obviously, it's not over, but what a start for the Aggies. Taylor Beal hits it on the ground at third base. Talon Edwards playing in, able to gather it and throw out Beal. 1 out.
I tell you what, playing behind Lexi Kilfoyle, if you are an infielder, that is your dream. She just really has that late break on the drop ball and feeds her defense. It is so difficult to stay on top of the ball. And Talon Edwards, we have seen she can really dominate a game from that third base position. We've seen the range that she has, one of the best athletes on the field.
Kilfoyle pours in strike 1 to Kaya Altmaier, Wildcats right fielder. Patrick Henry High School in San Diego. Pretty nice regional, couple of hits, knocked in 3. Also walked, and that's hit into left field. Sinking and coming in, Claire Tim makes the basket catch.
And you can tell Arizona's plan. It's to swing early, swing often. Lexi Kilfoyle rarely gets to a 3-ball count, so they are getting up there aggressively and swinging away. They have not had the results yet that they'd like, but we've seen a few more loud outs here as we get to the middle of the game.
Back to the top of the order, and Dakota Kennedy. Last 6 at-bats for Arizona, Carol, have all been 3 pitches or less. Right to your point.
I mean, if there is a pitcher to describe the word efficiency, that is Lexi Kilfoyle. She just does not waste pitches. And, you know, so you think, well, how do you beat a Lexi Kilfoyle drop ball? What do you do? Well, number one, you do get hit early in the count because you know she is going to fill up the strike zone. You can pick a side of the plate, inside, outside. She works both sides. Moving up in the box a little bit. A lot of people would say move up in the box, get it before it breaks a little bit more, but she does have good velocity, so it can get on top of you pretty quickly. You've really got to pick, as we talked to Arizona a little bit yesterday, you've got to pick the drop ball that starts at the thighs and breaks to the knees, not the one that starts at the knees and goes in the dirt. And Lexi Kilfoyle has such good accuracy and location that she can move that ball around. She can start it where she wants, and she can end it where she wants. And that's what makes it difficult. You've got to pick it up early out of the hand.
Right back to the circle, and Kilfoyle throws out Kennedy. Scooping that you see there, she's a senior, so she's not going to make the transition to the Big 12 with the rest of this team. Her playing days will be over after this year. She talked about how important it is to represent the Pac-12 here in these final days of the conference.
And just very meaningful for all of the players. And when the Pac-12, the Pac-10, it used to be, has just always been dominant in the sport of softball. And it's really sad for a lot of us that have been around softball a long time to see it disappear. But yes, very important. And obviously there's a couple other Pac teams that are still trying to punch their ticket to the Women's College World Series as well.
Part of the order, 2, 3, and 4 for the Cowgirls. How to play left side. Silva has come in relief, pitched a very solid into the second, starting an inning for the first time. You know, when we talked with Caitlin Lowe yesterday evening, she talked about how much matchups are important for who she pitches. Ball's hit the left field. It's hit well, but it's going to stay in the yard and just in front of the warning track. Up by Dakota Kennedy. It's about the matchups for Arizona pitching-wise, what they're going to see from their opponent's offense. She thought Stoddard was the best one to start. Silva's obviously come in here and started pretty strongly.
And we knew we would see at least 2 pitchers, possibly 3 pitchers tonight And really, it's just trying to keep Oklahoma State uncomfortable. I mean, Arizona comes into this Super Regional 16th out of 16 teams in terms of the highest ERA. So they've got to do something different. They've got to pitch by committee. They've got to give the hitters different looks every time through the order. And that was their goal going into it. And you know, with Silva, saw it last inning a little bit. Sometimes you come in at a big moment, you're amped up, and she had a lot more velocity than she typically has, especially with that strikeout to end the inning.
Wong turns on one and hits it deep but foul down the left field side. Caroline Wong, who is Caroline Hudson, transferred from Liberty, now with Oklahoma State. Here's your ranks for Arizona pitching. Even in the Pac-12, they were 8th, which is next to the bottom.
And the fewest strikeouts, and I think that's what makes this Arizona defense so impressive. They're in the top 5 in the country in terms of team defensive fielding percentage. This is a team that does not make a lot of errors, and they handle the ball a lot because their pitchers don't strike out a lot of hitters. So it's been so impressive what they've been able to do. Very tight-knit group on the infield. The outfield covers a lot of ground. And typically when you see a team in the top 5 in terms of team defensive fielding percentage, they have a pitcher that's averaging double-digit strikeouts. Well, not the case with Arizona.
Out towards right center field. Reagan Shockey drifts to her left. A couple of fly ball outs in the Oklahoma State 3rd inning.
And that's exactly what Silva wants to do. She's faced 4 batters. We have 3 fly ball outs. And that's the uncomfortable look that Caitlin Lowe is going for with this pitching change. Stoddard more down in the zone. They hit her very well ever since Silva's come in. It gives them a different look with their eyes looking more up in the zone. Oklahoma State hasn't made that adjustment yet.
Carly Godwin, a base hit. Center fielder, first time up at an RBI. We were here for the team practices yesterday, and Carly Godwin was, shall we say, encouraged by head coach Kenny Gajewski to hit the ball out of the park. And she was having a little bit of a trouble doing that, so Kenny kind of enticed her more. Long story short, it was a pretty competitive battle. Carly got a little worked up, but wound up hitting the ball out consistently to kind of show up her coach. There was a wager on this. You had to run what they call diagonals. So Coach Gajewski lost, so he was going to have to run the diagonals. But Carly Godwin, being the teammate, says, I'm going to run them with you, even though I won the bet. That ball's drilled to left field. It's high, it's deep, it's gone. What a smile from Godwin as he met Kenny Gajewski there for the high five coming in after that solo shot. Her 15th.
I mean, talk about a freshman that has come on the college scene and just dominated with her power. She gets into her backside, turns quickly, and look where she keeps her barrel. She's watching her teammates fly out. She says, nope, not me. I'm going to keep my barrel up nice and high, elevates the ball out of the ballpark. I mean, guess that little hitting contest against Coach G paid off for her yesterday.
Definitely paid off. Her 20th 2-out RBI of the season, which leads the Cowgirls team. You know, we talked with her after practice yesterday, and I said, hey, you got a little fired up out there. Who do you get your temper from, your mom or your dad? And she didn't hesitate. She said, Dad. It's absolutely my dad that I get my temper from. Upstairs to Rosie Davis. Another one of the outstanding freshmen for Kenny Gajewski's team. Rosie fly to center her first time up, takes a strike, and it's 2-1.
And there was a lot of question marks coming into Oklahoma State season. A lot of transition with players, a lot of transition with the coaching staff, new freshmen coming in some key positions on the infield, Davis being one of them. And both Godwin and Davis have really stepped up for the team this year.
Behringer throws out Davis to retire the side. Hey, Carol and I got to sit in for your practice yesterday, and you and Carly Godwin were having, I'll just say, a bit of a give and take that was going on. How interesting was that after her home run just a few moments ago? And how do you describe your true freshman and what she's brought this year?
I mean, she's a kid that loves the challenge, even when she's got a poor attitude or she's going good. That's kind of the way she goes, and I wouldn't expect anything less. The bigger blow was the first inning there where she had that big hit. So just proud of her. She's just a kid that just works hard. She's made for this moment, and she's fun. She's a lot of fun to do that, Coach.
Well, Coach, heading into the season with Lexi Kilfoyle returning, new freshman on the infield. What was your message to your infield who has played so well this season and expecting a lot of ground ball outs?
Yeah, let's just get better each day. I mean, we've got a staff here that rolls a lot of ground balls, and we just got to just play catch. I mean, that's the bottom line. So for the most part, we've done a really nice job. We've got people playing in new spots, doing different things. Carly's never played first. Blood's never played short one day in her whole life until this year. Rose has never played over on the right side. So I'm pretty proud of this whole group.
I can see why. Appreciate the time. Thank you,
guys.
Coach.
Thank you.
Coach Kenny Gajewski. It's been a year and a season for Kenny Gajewski. Some turnover, a lot of turnover on his staff in key spots. They've been able to navigate that well. And here they are trying to go to their 5th consecutive Women's College World Series.
Can't say enough about his leadership and the coaching job he's done this season. Matter of fact, I mentioned that to him yesterday after our interview. I mean, there's just a lot of transition, a lot of things surrounding his program that were a little bit out of his control, and all the things in his control really paid off. And here he has his team. Everybody thought going into the season, what's Oklahoma State going to be like? And with Kenny Gajewski in the leadership position, here they are in the top 10 in the country.
Reagan Shockey leading off for the Wildcats in the top of the 4th. Reagan, who grounded out to the third baseman Edwards back in the 1st inning. Kilfoyle had an 11-pitch first, 9-pitch second, 9-pitch third. This is just over the 30-pitch mark. We mentioned she threw all but 2 innings of the regional here last weekend. She didn't throw the final 2 innings of the first game against Northern Colorado, which, by the way, the team was 1 out away from a perfect game. Did not happen. There's strike 3. That strikeout is the 2nd for Kilfoyle.
Kilfoyle is so confident and so poised in the circle. And this pitch is just not moving a whole lot. It is at the bottom part of the zone, but that shows you her pure velocity on the ball, pure power in hitting that outside corner. Shockey couldn't catch up with it.
No one is scooping. So Kilfoyle has 24 wins, 3 losses. Those 3 losses, 2 came in back-to-back days in the Clearwater Invitational on February 16th to Georgia and the next day to LSU. She didn't lose again until conference play April 12th at Iowa State. She lost 2-0. So didn't get any run support. 6 innings, 2 earned runs at Iowa State. Had a season high 3 walks in that game, which, isn't a ton, but that was season high for her. And keeps the ball in the ballpark, as you see, especially this time of year.
Well, you take a look at that, no home runs allowed. And 67 tries there, and that's why it's so important. If you're playing Oklahoma State, you've got to keep the score at bay. If Oklahoma State gets out in front, it is very difficult to come back against Lexi Kilfoyle this season. And it's pitches like that, just the ability to work the off-speed pitch in now. Second time through the lineup. We didn't really see it a lot the first time through the lineup. Didn't really have to. And now second time through, she's able to pull that tool out of her toolbox and has good command with her off-speed as well.
And it's back-to-back strikeouts for Kilfoyle. Remember, she started her career at Alabama. Her last season with the Tide had some health issues. Eventually had hip surgery, so has gotten healthy here in Stillwater, and the numbers have been spectacular.
And it's the ERA. You take a look at the number of strikeouts, very similar. but it's her ability to create outs by her command on both sides of the plate and forcing hitters to really get on top of the ball, roll some ground ball outs to the infield.
Ali Skaggs struck out her first time up. Just like that, it is 0-2. Guilfoyle threatening to strike out the side here in the top of the fourth. Be asking, what did Guilfoyle do against the big guns in the Big 12? Against Texas, he pitched twice, beat them both times with 7 innings pitched in each game, beat Oklahoma twice, beat Baylor twice. Did not lose to any of those 3 teams during the season.
And she just has no wasted motion right now. You can tell she is a senior. She is confident. She is smooth. There's nothing offline.
Mentioned she's one of the top 3 finalists for National Player of the Year with Texas catcher Reese Atwood and Stanford pitcher Nigeri Kennedy. That's an award that was won last year by Clemson's Valerie Cagle.
And she is so deserving of that top 3 finalist accolade. And really has done such a nice job this season at Oklahoma State. You know, you think, what can Lexi Guilfoyle do to continue to get better? Well, she's being more efficient. She's been working from ahead. As we talked about earlier, doesn't give up many home runs at all. And there you get a look, 2 sophomores in the group and the top 2 pitchers in the country in terms of ERA.
Speed pitch taken low. Full count. Guilfoyle, unanimous Big 12 pitcher of the year this year. All Big 12 first team, of course. Little rare deep count. 3-2 on Skaggs after it was quickly 0-2. That's to down the first base side, out of reach of Godwin at first base. Quickly grabbed there by the right fielder Graff to limit Skaggs to a 2-out single. It's quite an at-bat there by Ali Skaggs. He fell behind 0-2.
And worked back to a full count, saw a lot of pitches, fouled a few off. And this pitch is on the outer half of the plate, and Ali Skaggs keeps her hands inside the ball, lets it get a little deep, and is able to flare it out into right field. And that is a disciplined, experienced hitter taking what the pitch gave her.
DiNardo, soft liner right to the third baseman, Talon Edwards. Well, the Wildcats went with Stoddard early. I know you're all about the matchups. How has that worked out to this point?
Well, I love what Aisa's doing. I think when she gets ahead, she's dangerous, and she's getting, she's able to pitch into our defense. When she's getting behind, she's getting hit and letting them settle in just a little bit. So like to see her attack the zone early.
Well, Coach, you have one of the best scoring offenses in the country. Like the plan of being aggressive against Guilfoyle. What do you hope to see from your offense a little more in the middle of the game?
Just adjustments and settling in. I mean, she's a good pitcher, 3 different speeds, and she's not throwing us 2 strikes that are the same speed in a row. So it makes someone tough. But at the same time, I thought Ali Skaggs had a great at-bat right there, and we need to get better off her all weekend.
Definitely did. Appreciate your time. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you. Bear down.
Hey, Coach Caitlin Lowe won an Olympic silver medal in 2008, and Mike Candrea was the head coach for that Olympic team. When Lowe played at Arizona 2004 to 07, how many errors did she make in the 4 years she played in center field? The answer is 0. 0 errors in 4 years.
That's pretty amazing.
Never made an error. Silva yet to throw a first pitch strike. An Oklahoma State hitter. Carol Tim leading off, having fouled out her first time.
Well, and with Silva now in the game, her bread and butter pitch is that pitch up in the zone. And interestingly, Oklahoma State hitters hit the rise ball the worst of all pitches.
That ball is hit well deep to right center and over the bleachers for a Claire Tim home run.
This Oklahoma State lineup is so dangerous up and down the batting order because they have power throughout the lineup. This time it's the number 6 position in the order, and this is a rise ball that does not rise, so it becomes a fastball right down the middle of the plate, and Claire Tim is on time and drives it out of the park, and it has been all Oklahoma State so far here in Stillwater.
Kayla Wark's going to re-enter as the DP. Well, you and I were at both teams' practices yesterday, and at the Oklahoma State practice, nobody hit the ball out of the park more yesterday for the Cowgirls than Claire Tim. She hits her 9th of the season here. Make it a 4-0 game.
Yeah, it was kind of fun at the end of practice. You know, Coach G was challenging, all right, home run round, and you stay in there as long as you can hit one. And, you know, of course, some would hit one, some would hit none. And Claire Tim, I mean, she was a machine. I think she had 4 or 5 out in a row, and just was feeling good. And she's been able to take that now into the game tonight.
Work with a base hit to center field. First time up. 3 balls, no strikes. Kayla Wark, who spent a year at Kansas, redshirted, didn't actually play, then transferred to Oklahoma State in 2023. She sends one deep towards left center field, and this is going to fly into the bleachers in left center. Back-to-back home runs by Tim and Wark. And now the Cowgirls, 3 of their last 4 hitters have sent the ball out of the ballpark.
Well, Oklahoma State has nearly doubled their home run total from a year ago, and it's because they can hit home runs throughout the order. This is a rise ball that rises up in the zone, but Wark recognizes it early, stays strong with her hands, strong with her barrel at the top of the zone. It was a no-doubter off the bat. Oklahoma State having their way with the Arizona pitching right now.
And Arizona is going to make another.
She's had some really good recent performances that have made a real big impact on this defense. You're going to see a rise ball, screwball combination.
By the way, if a Tim and Wark back-to-back home run combination, like we've just seen the last 2 hitters go back-to-back, sounds familiar. They did that exactly 20 days ago. The last time Oklahoma State hit back-to-back home runs was also Claire Tim and Michaela Wark at number 2 Oklahoma back on May 4th, 20 days ago. Sack bunt, first time up. Lexi McDonald. It's kind of like deja vu all over again. Isn't that what Yogi said? Back to back again for Tim and Wark, 20 days apart.
Well, you're thinking, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Keep them back to back in the lineup, but of course you'd love to have a little runner on base there in between them too. But yeah, that's just impressive. And I think what's even more impressive is, you know, that's the 6-7 batters in the lineup here for Oklahoma State, having that kind of power.
Blanchard gets it to a full count. Off speed, a hit down the right field side near the pole. and it is fair up against the fence, and in with a head-first dive is McDonald, who was about a foot or a foot and a half away from making it back to back to back home runs.
Well, I think what's so most impressive about Oklahoma State tonight, it doesn't matter what pitcher Arizona has put on the field. Oklahoma State hitters have been on time. You see McDonald hold up, wait for the ball to get deep in the zone, and absolutely crushes it down the left field line off the wall, right in the deepest part of the park, deepest part of the corner there of the ballpark. And that is not easy to do as a hitter when you're constantly thrown out. Right-handed pitcher, then left-handed pitcher. Your eyes are changing. Which side the ball's coming on comes back to a right-handed pitcher. Different speeds, spinning up in the zone, spinning down in the zone. But Oklahoma State has made some of the quickest adjustments I've seen all season long with pitching changes, as their timing and their rhythm has been spot on.
That ball hit the base of the fence. It was about 10 feet from getting out, but nonetheless, right there in the corner, and a double for McDonald. Scotland David comes in to run for her. Megan Bloodworth is the Cowgirls hitter. That's bounced up there and blocked well by Emily Shep. Megan popped out her first time up. That one does get back to the screen, but quickly gets to Shep, but reading that well. David hustles over to third base on a wild pitch. Another trip from Christian Conrad, first season pitching coach of the Wildcats.
Blanchard really has only thrown in 24 innings this season. This is a big moment for her. And because Bloodworth shows bunt, Shep, the freshman back there, gets all turned around, just doesn't get her glove up in time. And it's a big adjustment for Shep as well. This is the third pitcher she's had to catch in this particular game. And Christian Conrad, who in his short career has really become one of the best pitching coaches around, has had to make a lot of trips to the circle.
Caught by Kennedy. Here comes the throw to the plate. It'll be late and up the line a bit. And David scores a sac fly for Bloodworth in her 25th RBI. And it's now been a 3-run inning. It's 6-0.
And that's really a bonus run for Oklahoma State. Megan Bloodworth really in the game because of her glove at shortstop. I mean, that is her main priority, to really hold down the infield. And when you can get an RBI from the 9th spot in the order with Megan Bloodworth, everything's firing for Oklahoma State tonight.
Ball one from Allie Blanchard, who's a transfer from Princeton, spent 3 seasons there. First team All Ivy League back in 2022. Two balls, no strikes. Three and 0. Four-pitch walk to Poulard. Picks up her second free pass of the game. Still only one out in the inning for Talon Edwards. Ellen had a first inning double to right and would later score. Right off the third and flight out to left. Sophomore from Moore, Oklahoma. Got base hit in the first, now has a 5-game hitting streak. Seven hits in the game for Oklahoma State. 3-1. Back-to-back homers by Claire Tim and Michaela Wark began this inning for Oklahoma State. And that's back-to-back walks and puts a couple of runners on. That's going to bring up Caroline Wong. Jay, thank you. We welcome those of you watching on ESPNU. The women's lacrosse national semifinal won by Boston College over Syracuse. BC back in the national title game. We welcome you to Stillwater, Oklahoma, along with softball Hall of Famer Carol Bruggeman. I'm Mark Neely. This is game one of a best-of-3 Stillwater NCAA Super Regional. And Oklahoma State scored 2 in the first. Added a solo home run in the third from Carly Godwin, and now 3 more here in this inning and may add more. Base hit there by Wong, but they're going to hold up the lead base runner, Poulard, and that will load the bases. A 6-0 Cowgirls lead here in the home half of the fourth.
And Caroline Wong is so aggressive in every at-bat. I mean, she is up there to swing the bat. She sees very few pitches and right there attacks early. First pitch single.
Here's Godwin, who has singled in a run in the first and hit the home run in the third. This was a solo shot. He's 2 for 4 with the bases loaded this year. Ripped foul, and that had the lead
in the nation.
3 runs in, 3 runners on. Ball inside.
And Oklahoma State, this is where they really shine this season. With the bases loaded, they are hitting .447 as a team, taking advantage of having an RBI opportunities.
And she gets an RBI on a hit by pitch. So she's driven in 3. Poulard touches the plate, and it's 7-0. And now Arizona's in deep danger here. Rosie Davis, the 9th batter to come up in this inning for the Cowgirls. Bases loaded, still only 1 out. The only out was recorded on a sacrifice fly. Hit towards third. They got a force out at third, and a run will score. But that's an important run for Oklahoma State. It makes it 8-0 now, meaning that Arizona's going to have to score when we get to the next inning. And that's pending any further runs here from the Cowgirls here in the fourth.
Well, that's exactly what Stoddard wants. More of a down ball pitcher. She rolled the ground ball right to third base. I'd like to see the opportunity for the double play there.
Bounced out towards short. Taylor Beal gets the out. Good throw to first base. So Tim, who led off the inning with a home run, grounds out. But 10 batters come to the plate. Even though with all the offense of Oklahoma State, it's begun in the circle with Kilfoyle.
I mean, she continues to go on her tear in the postseason. Just giving up 2 singles tonight, no extra base hits, no walks, no free passes, and the 3 strikeouts for Lexi Kilfoyle. She has been very efficient in the circle.
Blaze Behringer leads off. 6, 7, and 8 hitters for the Wildcats, who again need to score at least one to extend the game. We've not had any run rule games today in the Super Regionals. There were two, both games, the games that started at OU. They run ruled Florida State. And then UCLA did the same as well later in the evening. Top towards first. Godwin takes it herself, 3 unassisted. Let's take a look at our NCAA softball regionals bracket presented by Capital One. The winner of this Stillwater Super Regional, game 1 for them on Thursday in Oklahoma City in the Women's College World Series, but against the winner of the Gainesville Super Regional. Florida leads out 1-0 over the Baylor Bears. Well, if Arizona's unable to score here and this game comes to an early end, not only is that bad news for the Wildcats to drop game 1, but you're looking at Alexi Kilfoyle, who has thrown just over 50 pitches.
I mean, she's going to be fresh.
Yes.
And feeling good and feeling strong. And really, you know, what's been so impactful tonight for her is her ability to throw the off-speed pitch here the second time through the lineup with great command as well. And so she can continue to reinvent herself during the game, even though everyone knows she's going to work down in the zone. She's going to come in with an off-speed every now and then. But she can change the level of her drop ball and her release. And, you know, something that doesn't get talked about enough is the infield defense behind her. They have been solid tonight. They've been solid all season long. They're in the top 20 in the country in terms of team defensive fielding percentage. And Oklahoma State gets more ground ball outs than any team in the Super Regional field, and they're second in the country. And, of course, a lot of that has to do with the way Lexi Kilfoyle pitches the ball. But the infield defense behind her has been sharp all season long.
Went off speed on 3-2. For the freshman catcher, Emily Shep. Grounded out to the left side her first time up. Third full count of the game. Kilfoyle. The ball was right in on Shep. Probably, it would have been a close pitch had she taken it. Too close to take. She pulled it foul.
And the plan for Arizona, they've done their homework. They know Lexi Kilfoyle does not walk a lot of batters. She's going to fill up the strike zone. They have been aggressive and got a lot of swings in.
That is Lexi Kilfoyle's first walk, not only of this game, but of the postseason for Kilfoyle. 23 plus innings combined in this NCAA postseason. That's her first walk to go along with 24 strikeouts.
And that was a competitive pitch, Mark.
Yes.
You know, that wasn't a gimme by any means.
Her first walk in 5 games. Better get somebody up in the bullpen. She's losing.
There's no action down there, Mark.
Oh, okay.
From here.
Just to clarify. Pitch number 60 of the game. Soft roller out to short. This will be a tough play. Close, but out at first. Megan Bloodworth. And Taylor Beal. It does move Shep down to second, and that's an important runner there. If Arizona can get that run home, we will play on. So it's the 9th spot in the order up here. Kaya Altmaier, who lined out sharply to the left fielder Claire Tim back in the second. Hits it back towards the pitcher. Can't get it to shovel to first. Safe. Very close. But an infield hit for Altmaier. And that important runner, Shep, moves to third. So Oklahoma State within an eyelash ending the game here with that play at first base. And And Carrie Eberly, the first season pitching coach for the Cowgirls, is going to come out to the circle.
And that is Arizona's game, the speed game. You know, they're able to keep this game going, move the runner 60 feet from home. And that's what Arizona does. They have more infield hits and more bunt for base hits than anyone else in the field of 64. It's what they do. And you get a good look here. This is another one of those infield hits. It's a little bit of a miss hit, and Kilfoyle tries to get over there and field it, but can't. And Davis is hustling and charging in. The only play she can make is to not transfer the ball into her throwing hand. She wisely makes the decision to flip it with her glove, but too much speed from Arizona.
And it was bang bang at first base. That close. Had Oklahoma State wanted to have that reviewed, I don't think it would have been overturned. They elected not to do that. So here's the top of the order. So Arizona a chance to get that runner home from third and keep the game going. And that's Dakota Kennedy, who's grounded out twice. Season for Kennedy, sophomore, hitting over 400. Important runner at third and Shep. 2 outs, and that's a foul ball. Ball and 2 strikes. Kennedy's staying alive. All Pac-12 first team this year, Dakota Kennedy. Looking to extend this game for the Wildcats. 1-2 pitch.
Kennedy has such good plate discipline, zone awareness, over 40 walks in the leadoff position, really making Kilfoyle work.
Ground ball to second. The shovel out there, and Oklahoma State, for the first time in school history, run rule an opponent in Super Regionals. They lost 4-2 in game 2 of that series.
I mean, this has become one of the toughest places to win if you're not wearing the orange of Oklahoma State. They just have a very passionate fan base. They pack the house day in and day out and love playing here at home.
Bottom 3 in the order up for the Cowgirls. Kayla Wark. Strike pumped in by Miranda Stoddard. Important inning here, Carol, after the 2 spot put up by Oklahoma State. When you are facing Lexi Kilfoyle, as Arizona is, you cannot let this deficit get too big too quickly.
I mean, she has one of the lowest, the second lowest ERA in the country, and that means that consistently she has been relentless at hitting the strike zone and just not allowing teams back in games. In this Oklahoma State offense, they can score in a hurry with their ability to drive the ball deep.
3 balls and a strike on Wark, the DP leading off. Wark, then Lexi McDonald, Megan Bloodworth. Bottom 3 for the Cowgirls in the second. Let's put in play in the center field, the base hit. Stoddard did make her work her way on the base hit for Wark.